What you have to understand, Tribe, really fast here is our thoughts and actions that we're taking is always linked to behavior, and our behavior is what manifests our results. So in today's video, I have an excellent visual presentation for you so you can actually see what I'm talking about. So how this works is what we have to understand is that the actions that we're taking is always linked to a certain behavior. And what I want to do right now is actually give you an example, an excellent example that I even went through up here in Surin, Thailand. I'm in a Thai village. So before we get to my example is actions are always linked to behavior. And let's say the behavior is littering. Okay. Now we could probably all agree that when people litter, that's not really a wealthy behavior. Okay, if you look at it this way, like what would the most successful version of you be doing? Would the most successful version of you be throwing trash on the ground? Would be littering. We all would probably agree you wouldn't be doing that. But this is something I see up in Surin, Thailand. Like the locals just throw trash all over the place. They litter. And the funniest story is I have around this. I went in the kitchen one day and I was washing my hands and I went to grab the drying towel to dry my hands. And when I went to grab it, there's a pair of old boxers there. That was my drying towel, an old pair of boxers. You understand? So, what we're doing is I'm giving you extreme examples, but we're always doing things like that. So this is what I want you to do right now. When we look at action, our action is littering. That's always linked to a state. Okay. So I'm quizzing you real quick. What state of consciousness is littering? It's a poverty state of consciousness, right? So this right here, and we're going to continue here, but this right here is the whole reason why manifesting techniques don't work. It's the whole reason why living the yin don't work. You acting as if don't work. This is the whole reason why you acting like the most successful version of you don't work. Because all through the day, you're taking small actions that you think that don't matter, but it links you to the state of poverty. It links you to a poverty consciousness. And it doesn't stop here, my friends. Listen, okay, there's more. There's more to this disaster state, okay? Listen, now we have to talk about the subconscious mind. Because remember, our subconscious mind, it just takes things as fact. Whatever you do, whatever you believe, it just takes it as fact. Your subconscious mind, it doesn't try to figure out what's true or false for you. It doesn't try to figure out what's best for you. It literally just takes what you're doing, takes what you're saying, and taking a stamp of approval on it. And it's manifesting the same cycle in your life. So an example here with littering, it's a poverty state. So what happens is your subconscious mind just takes this action that you're doing and it links it to poverty. It links it to scarcity. It links it, you don't have the money, you don't have enough. Okay. And this is what we have to understand. The actions we're taking is impressing our subconscious mind that this is true. This is what we're really experiencing. And then this is really where the law of karma comes in. Because see how everything changed in gray here? Is once your subconscious mind grabs a hold of this, once your subconscious mind says, you're in scarcity, that's why you're littering, because you're not throwing it in the trash like a wealthy person. You're behaving like a poverty person. You're behaving like a poor person. Your subconscious mind then manifest more things like this into your life. This is like the law of karma. Like you're on a giant hamster wheel. You have similar things keep on happening to you because it's already embedded in your subconscious mind. So in other words, your subconscious mind keeps you here. Listen, it keeps you here and you create more of the same state. Okay, that's really the best way to put this is if your conscious state, if you're producing up here a poverty state of consciousness, all your subconscious mind does is you create more of that poverty state of consciousness. Do you understand, my friends? Okay. Now, I gave you an extreme example. You might be sitting here saying, Chad, I don't litter. I don't throw trash all over. Okay. But at this point, I really want you to become aware of the small actions you're taking throughout your day. Because listen, your small actions that you're taking that you think that don't mean anything, listen, guys, it's either linked to a poor conscious state or it's linked to a wealthy conscious state. It's either linked to your old identity or it's linked to the most successful version of you. Okay. And once your subconscious mind links it, it manifests more of that. You understand this? Okay. But let's jump back over. Okay, so now, how do we fix this? Because listen, the reverse is true also. So I'm going to show you how to fix it. Okay. So let's say that when you say, Chad, I was littering, I was throwing trash around, throwing trash in my car. When no one saw me, I threw it out the window. Play with me here for a little while. Okay. But now you become aware of what you're doing and you stop littering. Okay, you stop littering and you start taking your trash and throwing it in a trash can like a wealthy person would do. Okay, so you stop littering, then what ends up happening is since you stop littering and you start acting like that most successful version of you, well, that cancels out the poverty state. Okay, now it cancels out your poverty state and it replaces it with a wealthy state of consciousness. Okay, because now all of a sudden you're doing a wealthy behavior. You're doing a more behavior that's linked to that most successful version of you. And my friends, it doesn't stop there. So because now we got to go down and funnel this with a subconscious mind. So now when you change this behavior, you're doing more of a wealthy action throughout your day, your subconscious mind picks it up as well. So now with your subconscious mind, it crosses off this scarcity state and it replaces it with a wealthy state of consciousness. And the same thing is true. Okay, remember what we just talked about with the subconscious mind. It doesn't matter what's good for you or not. Your subconscious mind isn't trying to figure out if something is true or false for you. It's not trying to figure out if this is better for Chad or if this is worse for Chad. Listen, all it's doing is giving me what I give it. So the same thing is true here. If I give it wealthy actions, my subconscious mind will assume that I am wealthy and it will manifest more of that state. Now listen, the same thing is true down here. Okay, listen, your subconscious mind keeps you here and it creates more of that state. So listen, guys, the more you do wealthy actions, the more you behave like the most successful version of you, your subconscious mind, you're behaving like the wealthy version of you, so it will create more of that wealthy state, okay? So right there, tribe, is two things. This is why manifesting techniques are not working. You trying to be the most successful version of you isn't working, okay? But it's also why and how to improve it, how to get better. Because listen, guys, I've always said, once you become aware of what you're doing, once you become aware of your negative thinking, once you become aware of how you perceive life, the outlook you have on life, you understand? Once you become aware of the small actions you're taking, and if those actions, listen, guys, ask yourself this. Ask yourself all through the day, would the most successful version of me do this? And if the answer becomes no, the most successful version of Chad wouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't do it. Because listen, if the most successful version of you shouldn't be taking this action, shouldn't be doing this stuff, okay, listen, okay, over here, okay, this is exactly why, okay, if you have a poverty state of consciousness, you're always going to manifest. You're always going to manifest from that poverty state of consciousness. If all through the day you're taking poor habits, it keeps you here, okay? But in order to change, like we said, okay, you become aware and you start changing it, you stop it, and then you replace it with a wealthy habit. You replace it with the most successful version of you, and guess what? The reverse is true. The same thing is true, is now you're behaving like the wealthy, and that you produce a wealthy state of consciousness. Your subconscious mind picks it up, Okay, your subconscious mind thinks you're wealthy because you're acting like you're wealthy through little habits, and then it produces more of that wealthy state. You understand? But other than that, tribe, just wanted to share that little freebie with you. I kind of went fast because I didn't want this a really long video. But if you have questions on this, comment below. We'll chat it up in the comments. And remember, I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.